What is going on, guys? It is Steven, your semi-comprehensive guide here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to share PS Plus on PlayStation 5. So in case you didn't know, you can share your PlayStation Plus membership across all the users on your PlayStation 5 or across users on two different PlayStation 5s. Now, Sony did recently introduce a new tier-based system for the PS Plus subscription. Luckily for us, the online capabilities will be shared regardless of what subscription you have. However, if you do want to share other perks like the cloud streaming, cloud storage, and discounts, those will not be shared to the other users, only the online capabilities. And of course, for this process to work, you will need PlayStation Plus. If you are not subscribed already, you can do so on the console or on the PlayStation website. You can tell if you are subscribed to PlayStation Plus by the little golden plus icon next to the username when you go to log in. So like I mentioned earlier, there are two different ways we can share PlayStation Plus, either across all the users on our console or across users on two different consoles. So the single console sharing is a little bit easier, so I'll show that first. However, if you are here for the multi-console sharing, skip ahead to this timestamp right here. All right, let's jump into the single console sharing here. So log in with the user that has PlayStation Plus, and then from the home screen, head up to Settings, go down to Users and Accounts, all the way down here to Other, and then select Console Sharing and Offline Play. In here, you'll most likely see this screen that has Don't Disable and Disable as the two options for us. If you see this screen, don't do anything. You already have console sharing enabled, and PlayStation Plus should be shared across all the users on your console. If you see this screen here that says Enable or Don't Enable, then make sure to select Enable so that console sharing is turned on. This setting is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to be sharing the console with other users, so we need to make sure it is enabled in order for other users to get all of our perks, all of our benefits, and memberships. So once we have enabled it, we can go back out, and as a precautionary measure, I usually like to restore licenses as well. This basically makes it so that your games are actually your games and that you can play them and others who you have authorized to play them can play them. So select Restore Licenses and then just select Restore. The process of restoring licenses can take a couple of seconds depending on how many games you have in your library. And once it is finished, it'll give you this message here letting you know that the licenses have been restored. So to prove to you that this did work, I'm going to switch over to a user that does not have PlayStation Plus, and I'm going to join an online match. In this case, I'm going to open up Rocket League. So as you can see here, I am in an online match right now with that alternate user, the one that does not have PlayStation Plus on it. And you can see here I am with other people online using the PlayStation Plus subscription. So online play works great with this alternate user. However, as I mentioned earlier, the other features that come with PlayStation Plus, like the ability to access the PS Plus collection, upload to cloud storage, browse the PS Plus game catalog, cloud stream, all that is not going to be included when you share PlayStation Plus. The other users on your console can access your games if you have console sharing enabled, but your user does have to download them first in order for them to see them. If you want more details on how to game share games, I'll have a link down below to my game sharing tutorial. Now, that was single console sharing. That process is pretty easy if you just have your PlayStation 5 and you're trying to share it with everyone else who uses your PlayStation 5. However, there is a way to share PlayStation Plus across two different consoles if you want to share it with a friend or a family member who has their own PlayStation 5. So in that case, we're going to be doing a very similar process to single console sharing, although we are going to be doing some extra steps on our friend's console as well. So I'm going to take a step back here and just explain the process a little, just so you don't get confused during this. Essentially, for the last couple PlayStation generations, there has been the concept of a primary console. Basically, this console is your home console, and all the users on it get all the games and memberships that are associated with your user account. So if you have PlayStation Plus, all the users on your console will have PlayStation Plus. If you downloaded Rocket League, all the other users on your PlayStation 5 will have access to Rocket League. With PlayStation 5, this feature is called console sharing, and essentially if you have it enabled, you are sharing the console with all the other users on it. That's basically what I just showed you in the single console sharing. To share across multiple consoles, we are essentially going to be changing our home console to our friend's console. That way his user and anyone else on his console has access to all of our memberships and games. Now our user is essentially sharing all of our games and features with everyone else on his console. Back on our PlayStation 5, we can still play our games and use our memberships only logged in as our user. So if you want to play multiplayer with two users on your console and two users on your friend's console, that is unfortunately not possible. We can still use our membership and our games on our PlayStation 5, logged in as our user, but no one else on our console has access anymore because we have disabled console sharing. Likewise, on our friend's console, all of his users do have access to our games and memberships as long as our user downloaded the games. This process can be confusing, and hopefully the graphics and my explanation has cleared up a little bit for you. However, if you have any more questions regarding this process, process, leave them down below in the comments. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. So on your console, make sure you are logged in with the user that is subscribed to PlayStation Plus. Once again, you can tell by looking at the golden plus icon next to the username on the login screen. We are also going to be adding this user on our friend's PlayStation 5 console, so make sure that you have the email address and password for the PlayStation Network account that is associated with this user. If you don't know or forgot that information, you can check either on the PlayStation website or on your console by going to Settings, Users and Accounts, and then going to Sign In ID. That'll give you the email address that is used whenever you sign in. So once you are signed in with the user that has PlayStation Plus, from the home screen, head up to Settings, then go down to Users and Accounts. From here, go down to Other and select Console Sharing and Offline Play. You will most likely see this screen here that says Don't Disable or Disable. If you see this, then select Disable. If you have any applications open, it will close them, and you have now disabled console sharing on your console. Now, if you are getting the screen that says enable or don't enable, just leave it alone. You already have console sharing disabled. Now, over on your friend's PlayStation 5, the first thing you're going to do, if you have not already, is to add your user to his PlayStation 5. So to do that, just go to the login screen or to switch user and then go add user. Select the option on the left, add user to this PlayStation 5, select get started, and then follow all the steps for signing in with a PlayStation Network account, choosing preferences, all the configurations and all that stuff. So once you have signed in and the user is added, from the home screen, basically repeat the same process we just did on our PlayStation 5. Head up to Settings, go down to Users and Accounts, down to Other, select Console Sharing and Offline Play, and now select the option Enable. Once it's finished, it'll give you the message saying that you have enabled console sharing and offline play on this PlayStation 5. So essentially now, this is our primary console, and all the users on this console have access to all of our games and subscriptions. To access the games, we will need to download them. I have a tutorial on how to game share that goes more in detail with that process down below, but essentially to access the games, you do need to install them first before your friend can play them. Now, if you want to play online with your friend while sharing PlayStation Plus, basically on your friend's console, he is going to log in with his user account. He's not going to touch your user. Then back over on your PlayStation 5, you are going to log in with your user account and then join the online match he's in. Make sure your friend doesn't try to go online with your user while you're playing, otherwise you will get a conflict message saying that someone else is already online. Your friend's account will still get the PlayStation Plus online benefits because he is still under that PS Plus umbrella that your account has basically given to his console. The last thing I want to add here is more of a disclaimer, and that is that you need to be sure that you can trust who you are sharing PlayStation Plus with, because essentially you are going to be giving them your account information, which might include your payment information and your personal information. So make sure you're doing this with a very close friend or a family member, and make sure that you trust the person. Don't give this to someone over the internet. Don't do this with an online friend. Make sure you know the person and can trust them with this information. Beyond that though, that pretty much does it for today's tutorial. If you enjoyed, leave a like down below. If you want to know how to share all of your PlayStation 5 games with other people, with friends, relatives, anyone else on your console, I have a link to that down below that you can click on and learn about that. Beyond that though, I've been Steven, your semi-comprehensive guide, and be sure to have a wonderful rest of your day.